Hello and welcome. I know that I've left my face out of this video. It's going to be a quick one, and in fact, most of the video I'm going to fast forward through it. So you will get a time-lapse version of this design. I just want to walk through a couple things before getting into this design so you guys have an idea of what you're watching. So this case was sent to me today. It's an 8-unit veneer case. The doctor's intention, CEREC user by the way, his intention was to get a diagnostic wax-up done and then biocopy that diagnostic wax-up. So get the wax-up done, have the patient come in, do the preps, and then after the preps are done, scan the wax-up in the biocopy folder, hope, fingers crossed, that those two scans stitch, and if they don't, you have to manually correlate. So what we're hoping for is just a good stitch. And once we've got that, the idea is to pretty much draw a line around each individual tooth on the wax up and hope that the design translates over onto the preps in a nice way so that, it's pretty much done for you. So the wax up does the designing for you. That, in an ideal world, sounds magnificent, but we don't live in an ideal world, and quite frankly, the software is not capable of doing that as of right now. And well, I mean, the software does it. It's just you're getting less than good results. To put it nicely, the interproximal contacts usually run into major issues there. Just the way that the interproximal contacts are calculated is just quite funky. And then your contour lines are usually compromised. And, typically if the wax up isn't scanned properly, I'm not saying that it's typically scanned improperly, but when a wax up is scanned improperly and you're missing areas of data, typically those areas will fill themselves in. And then when you try and copy that area, the contours just aren't there. Anyways, with these types of cases, I get a lot of these. In fact, I received 2 of them today, where the idea was to get a wax up done and then biocopy the wax up. Those cases come to me, and I'm more than happy to design these cases. But when I receive them, I do not biocopy the wax up. I just use the wax up as a reference, knowing that the patient's happy with that. So what I'll do when I'm designing, and I've already positioned these and everything, but I'm going to remove these restorations for you. And I'll show you exactly what I do when I'm designing these cases. So we have our prep scan, and just imagine we have our restoration showing, and we're going to start our design. Before I do my design, or while I'm designing, I'll superimpose the biocopy. And this wax up was done by a very prominent dental technician, and I think it's beautiful, but there are some major changes that I would honestly make to it, and I think that you guys will just visually see those changes. For instance, the embrasures just look too closed off. There are some asymmetries that I'm not entirely happy with. Now, of course, that could always add to the natural appearance, but typically you want your asymmetries to be on the laterals, the cuspids. You don't want asymmetries on the centrals. And I think it was Gray Campbell, the dentist Gray Campbell. I was listening to a video of his on YouTube, and he was talking about if you can nail the centrals, and this is common sense for a lot of us, but I just love the way he put it. He said if you can nail the centrals, get those completely symmetric, completely ideal. The rest of the smile, you can throw in some asymmetries. It'll add to a natural effect, and you won't be visually thrown off because you still have that symmetry on the 2 front teeth. So, to put it nicely, I'm going to make some changes to the wax up. Patient is happy with this, however, so we're going to use this as a reference. So as we're designing, we're going to superimpose this wax up, and you would do the same thing in CEREC. I'm using InLab software, but in the CEREC software, you would do the same thing. You superimpose it, you decrease the transparency so you can see through it. We'll bring the restorations back in, and if say the restoration. Now the problem with this wax up, and this is another issue that you can run into with trying to biocopy a digital diagnostic wax up. Let's superimpose the digital diagnostic wax up over the preps. And ideally, we would just mark our lines around these teeth, and we would get a biocopied version of this wax up for our design. But what about minimal thickness? Look at how much minimal thickness is protruding through that wax up. To to try and copy that, there are still so many manual adjustments you have to make. And I put my minimal thickness, personally, the way I set my parameters, my minimal thickness is at the minimum level. So this is, it's not like we can decrease our minimal thickness anymore. If you go to my parameters, we've got this at 600 for radial and occlusal. So we should not reduce that minimal thickness anymore. So you can see with these restorations removed, and you could see if we were to biocopy that, we would still have a lot of manual adjustments to make. We would have a lot of interproximal adjustments to make, and to be honest, it would just be easier to not copy it. So for a lot of you guys out there that are using this workflow, if you will, please comment some of your techniques that you do when trying to achieve these cases, how you biocopy your wax ups. I've biocopied hundreds of cases, hundreds of wax ups, and I've rested on the conclusion to just use it as a reference. But yeah, this is just a good reason, or this is just a good visual of what you can run into, the kind of obstacles you can run into when biocopying a wax up. With all that being said, now that you guys have a little bit of insight into the case, you know what we're going to be doing, what we're trying to achieve. Just enjoy the video, enjoy the techniques I'm going to share with you guys. Of course, there won't be any voiceover, but excuse me. There won't be any voiceover, but I think that you guys, if you follow along, it will be sped up. But if you move your eyes fast enough, drink a cup of coffee, I think that you'll be able to keep up, and I think that you're going to get a lot of value out of this video. I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye.